Okay. So, welcome again, everyone, and thank you for being here. My name is Elena. I am a member of the communication and knowledge transfer team of the project, and we are organizing this webinar that I will shortly introduce, and then we will proceed with the demo. So, as you may know, Premier is a 3-year research project. We are conducting research on AI and XR potential for the performing arts sector. And today's session is dedicated to the pilot application about video archives of performing arts, where we have tested semantic technologies in order to generate new kind of data and VR technologies in order to provide a new experience of consulting and browsing the data for the users of the archive and researchers. So, as we said, our aim is to present the results regarding this part of the project and to inform you about how you can use them, implementing the software, using some models or some pipelines that were developed, and seeking expertise of the related partners, technological and artistic partners. So now we have a half hour where we will be presenting the demos, and then in the second part we will address any questions that we will receive during the demo in the chat. So we invite you to write in the chat, tell us where you're joining from, what is your area of work, and comment or ask questions. And also we will have the possibility of talking with you if you want to raise your hand and intervene in this second part. So now Angelos will be presenting. Angelos Giokas is the coordinator of the Premier project and the leader of the use case about the archives. Angelos, when you're ready.
Thank you, Elena. Thank you all for joining. I'm very happy. We are very happy to give this webinar. We are almost at the end of the project. So it's very nice to see the results of the effort of so many people in this, I hope you find it interesting, demo. So the title is Multimodal Analysis and XR Archives Browsing Visualization Tool. It is led by Athena Research Center, but this is a collaboration also with Università Zamonet and Medidata. I will also present them in the next slides. And what we will do today is to present with some information and a demo of our tool that is dedicated to archive browsing. So it will be 25, maybe a bit more presentation that will last half an hour, as Elena said. So why to do this? One thing is that although the digital archives is not only for storing, as it is the case for the analog format, but it's also about interconnecting and also adding, enhancing the archive with additional information that can only be extracted from a digital format through the use of the new technologies. And one of these technologies is actually, we have, let's say, two pillars. The one is the artificial intelligence, that the artificial intelligence takes the archives and extracts additional information that it is in the archive, but it's not evident sometimes. And the second pillar is the VR. And, how we can take the results of the AI analysis and project it in a 3D space so that we can explore aspects of a 2D video to a 3D space, which we imagine is much uh, richer. So, what we want to address first, as mentioned, limited content accessibility and connectivity. Accessibility is not only related to, let's say, uh, people with might have disabilities, etc., which is something that we also address. But also, accessibility means to highlight new information on the content and make the content more accessible by making it more rich. Then, to bridge a gap between technology solutions and applications for art research, there is a gap indeed. These technologies are a bit more mature in areas like sports, for instance. But I think that in Premium Project we progressed a lot. And the video is a 2D technology that tries to describe a 3D space. So it has an inherent limitation. So we want in Premiere to rethink the traditional archive approach and give a model film. This is a screenshot. You can see in the background two performers and the foreground the 3D reconstruction of these two performers. So, what is our pilot? It is an application that we have taken several dance and theater video archives provided by our dear partners of the consortium, and we process this. And so we have an application that we can browse these videos and see them in the 3D space. So what is the pipeline? Very briefly, for someone to use the application. So for instance, I am the owner of a collection and I want to exploit this. What I have to do first, select the archives, the videos, which is not simple. It's a very difficult process, especially because of the IPR issues. Then the next step is to upload the audiovisual material, which can be, apart from the video, any related photos from rehearsal, biographies, etc., and also add the bibliographic data in a software that is called the content management system. Then the most important part is to apply the different algorithms that we have for the analysis of this. For instance, this can be there is a performer in a video, and we locate the position of this performer in the 3D space. This is a result of what we call a semantic analysis. And the very then important step is, since these algorithms commit error, but it's not only for errors, it's also for verification, then these results should be corrected and verified by a human person in order to correct errors, but also verify that everything is correct in the sense that some aspects might be subjective. So there will be also always a human in the loop. And then finally, what we will see actually is how we project this information into the 3D space. Just to say, for the logistics, that 1 hour of video requires more or less 10 hours of annotation, of human annotation, to have, let's say, a perfect result. This might be sound a lot, but if you think of it, it's not a lot, because as you can see, there's a lot of rich information there. And let's say one person day effort for having a perfect video, we think that it's a resource that worth someone to spend. So what are the technological contributions and other contributions from the consortium? And thank you very much, all of you. It has been great collaborating. So the content management system is the backbone of the application, where is uh, the place where we store all the information. And this is developed by metadata from Portugal. Then we have two elements for the analysis. One is the audio analysis that is performed by Athena Research Center. Audio analysis contains music analysis for having semantics for the music, speech analysis, emotion analysis, for instance, for the speech, and several other things that you will see. Video analysis performed by Zamone University, that it's mainly how we can locate the performance in the video and get their 3D reconstruction. Then an annotation tool developed by Athena that we correct the annotations, and the final browsing interface that is, let's say, the front end, the final product that the user will be exposed to. And of course, great contributions that without them wouldn't be possible to have this are the partners that provide videos from their collections and help with annotation and the curation. That is Forum Danza and Fitail from Portugal, Argo Theatre from Greece, and ICT Amsterdam from the Netherlands. So what we will be presenting today, you will see the browsing interface pilot. We can see how the video is reconstructed in 3D virtual space and how we can interact with it. Then we will focus on movement analysis and visualization of the bodies, the 3D space. This is important. It provides very interesting insights, especially in the dance. Language and speech analysis tools, mostly applicable to the theater. And then we have some visualizations of specific performance statistics. We have selected for this demo 4 pieces for the archive, 4 different scenes of 4 different pieces, 1 scene per piece, that highlight each of the different features that we have. And now the mic is Dimitris.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Angelos. Thank you all for joining. Give me half a minute so as to share my screen. I hope you can see. Right. As Angelos said, this is a video recording of a tour, the pilot. I'm going to talk over the video and describe what we're seeing and somehow giving some details to the functionalities. So, the archive application, as I will say, is part of a bigger ecosystem. This ecosystem is the Premiere Tools. This is the welcome page of the Premiere Tools, where the user can see all 4 different applications. And by clicking on the first option, top right, we can enter the archives. So the archive app consists of 2 major uses. The first one is to explore and browse the available performances based on the criteria chosen each time by the user. And the second one is the watching. Both the browsing and the watching of the performances are hosted inside the 3D reconstruction of the Coliseo Theatre in Porto, which is also a partner of the Premiere Consortium. Here we can see a list of predefined criteria, and by clicking all, we see the list with all the available performances currently hosted in our archive, and which consists of dance and theater pieces, as well as also performances for kids like puppet theater. So the first piece, Angelos?
Yes, so for the first piece, which is proyecto continuado, for each piece we select specific features to show. So for the first piece, we will mainly show how the skeletons and the 3D bodies are reconstructed from the video, so that you can have, let's say, an overview of the whole interface.
Yes, in these bibliographic elements of the Multimodal, we can see the about, the short description, keywords from before, and also the cast. The cast is categorized in two big categories, the artistic and the technical one, with a short bio, and also we have the credits of the piece. This specific, do you want to say anything more about it? This is the original piece of Progetto Continuado was held in 1970, and this specific video capture is from a performance by Alexander Marquez. And this is the first intro to the watching. We can see on the left the menu of the visualizations and the different functionalities, and below the timeline, the playback, the scene segmentation. By choosing the scene under the timeline, the user can see the duration of the scene, a short description, or even playback it at once. And on the menu on the left, we have visualizations about body reconstruction, both 2D and 3D. We have visual effects about the performance movement. The users can also see the results of speech. The user can also see the results of speech and language analysis, like and also comments about specific elements of the performance that the annotators or the owners of the performance consider important to mention, and also several stuff about emotion estimated from speech, from music, from movement, and finally the options we have about different points of view.
Please talk more closer to the mic.
I hope you heard till now.
Quando eu disser zero,
Sorry?
o jogo começa. Zero.
So for this piece, we can see the 2D poses shown depicted on the screening of the video, and at the same time the 3D reconstruction of the body.
So the full interface is values that we have a video in the background.
Quando eu disser
The foreground of the
nós vamos escolher uma pessoa
Angela, we don't hear you.
no nosso campo de visão.
Okay. So what I say is that this is the main setting of the pilot, that in the background we have the 2D video projected, and in the foreground, directly in the front of the screen, let's say we have a 3D reconstruction of the scene, what we see, where we will perform all the visualization and the analysis task that we have.
Mm-hmm. It's important to mention this. This specific scene, the eighth one, has some significance for our visualization because of this reason. It's like an exercise, a game between the performance, where based on the music heard, they set the pace, how fast or how slow they move. And at the same time, by using the peripheral vision, they try to keep a specific distance from one another. And let me play the sound so as to see here in this graph, which depicts how close when the values are higher, or how far away are the performance from one another.
Just to add for my part that especially for this video, it's very, very challenging. And congratulations also to the exam on air, because we have a moving camera. We have performers that go and go in and go out from the point of view of the camera. So it's a very difficult task. So this is why you see people disappearing and reappearing in the 3D visual space.
Okay, the next piece is Προσφυγάκι.
It is a theater piece, so we will focus mostly on features of the pilot that are related to the speech and language technologies that we apply.
Yes. Let's start by giving some details, especially for the specific scene we're going to watch. This is the scene number 8, again, yes, where let's give an intro. This performance, this piece, tells the story of a small statue found in Asia Minor and transferred to Greece in a museum. The night watch, the man working as night watchman, meets with the statues. And in this specific scene, there is a starting of a conversation so as to meet one another. At first, we can is somehow anxious, surprised, or even angry. These observations can also be made by using a similar visualization as the previous one, the graph with the proximity, where at first we see that the performers have bigger distance between them, and towards the end of the scene, they get closer to each other. So, about the language and speech features, the first one to show is the script alignment. What is this? This is a comparison between the script as it was written by the writer and the subtitles as they were produced by the automatic algorithms, as I was said before, and curated afterwards by the annotators.
Because of an error on the algorithm, what is really spoken by the actors. So the difference, it is on the difference of the interpretation of the original text.
And here you can see with white bold letters, we see the part of the script that is depicted exactly as it is by the performer. With gray, the part of the script that it has the message conveyed but somehow changed. With red on the script, we see this part that is completely omitted by the performer. And the green one is the part that is added from zero. And this script analysis is available for each specific scene you choose by these buttons over here. So, after the script, we are going to start the playback of the performance. We will be able to watch the subtitles along us with the derivation, which of the performer speaks at this time. And apart from the subtitles and the diarization, the speaker speaking, we also have a translation feature. To have a very basic idea of the technical challenge here, we have the transcription produced by audio analysis. This transcription goes as input to the annotation tool. The annotator curates the subtitles, and afterwards This subtitle that is in the original spoken language of the piece is translated to all these three languages. Now, behind the subtitles, we have the speech rate. Speech rate, or speaking rate differently, is how many words are heard per second, the speed of the speaking. Afterwards, we can see these color wheels. The one is for the emotion derived from speech analysis, and the second is the emotion derived from the text.
We can play sound and see how the speech rate changes with
Apart from the color wheels that depict the emotion in the moment of speaking, we also show the bar that is the progress of the emotion as it is estimated throughout the specific scene. Now these are the 3D reconstructed skeletons of the performers, and we can see on the right like a mini-map of the stage, the 3D stage, and the position of each performer. And after that, also the proximity graph.
So in the right, the colors, we can see how, so this is like a top view. So we see how each performer moves in the space through time. The third piece that we will present you is a perhaps it does first afterward by Vera Mantello. And in this piece, we will focus mainly in visualizations of movements because it is a dance piece. So we will present you several 3D visualizations.
Yes. Vera Mandero, a renowned European dance and choreographer, dance artist generally. This piece was premiered in 1991 and considered an important work. This is mainly an improvisation. So as for our visualization, especially the 3D and reconstructions, it is interesting to see how without fixed and predicted moves in an improvisation, the body reacts internally and corresponds to the mostly used parts of the body, the joints, the hands, the legs, and how this compares. Nice observation. This piece has no sound at all. So as to give emphasis on the way the inner thoughts of the performer is translated to moves of the body.
We can see that we can change completely the point of view. So see how is the dance behind the scene. Or for instance, in performance with many performers, we could also set the point of view to a specific performer and so see what the performer sees in the video.
Now, a really short tour for the settings of this visualization, the trajectory one. We can set the memory. This is for how long we're going to have this colored line staying in the air. We can set the resolution, how dense this line is going to be, and also which joint we are going to target to follow. Either it is on the hand, or the head, or the pelvis. And of course, if we have more than one performance in the scene that we will see in the following example, the next piece, choose the performer that we want to study the speed or the acceleration of its movement. Okay. The next piece is extra drive. Angela, you will have comments?
Now again, we will show visualization that are related to the body movement and also for the relation between performing, because we have two dancers in this piece.
Yes. Just a few words about it. I will be short. These two, the characteristics of this specific scene are this. There is a very loud music, a piece of Vivaldi, but it's so loud that somehow it's irrelevant with the movement of the performance. And at the same time, we have two performers that they are trying to make a completely identical movement and throughout the space and with their own bodies. And this can be observed with tools. Here that we have two performers, the white line is the average speed and the average acceleration of the performance. In a minute, we will choose the specific performer that we want to follow, and a new colored line will be added, and there we will really observe the identical movement, even in speed of each joint. Okay. After this, also for both the hands, similar visualization, but emphasizing on this part of the body, the performer. Similarly, the heat map, the minimap, and the proximity graph. And finally, a new feature of this piece is that the annotators have provided us free texts annotations, somehow comments, where they choose specific parts of the performance that they consider somehow important
Sorry,
for example.
Dimitri, don't speak over the music because we don't hear you well.
Ah, sorry. I was saying that here we can see the comments of annotators where they choose specific segments of the piece and they give a short description or emphasizing on what the one or the other dancer is doing in the scene. So this.
Okay, this is the demo. Thank you very much, Dimitri, and all of you. Just from my side also to say that this is a research project. We are talking about technologies that are not mature enough now to reach the market, but there are technologies that in 3 to 5 years will be mature, and they will be continue working on this application as well after the project. And the mic now to Elena.
Yes, thank you very much. We had some issues with the sound and some points where the image was lagging. So apologies about this. But it was an overview of all these functionalities that were developed during use case 1. And do you want also to explain, Agile, the reuse possibilities?
Yeah, yes. Okay. All of the software developed by the project as a whole, but also for this application, will be made available as open source in the GitLab repository in this link. So everybody can download it and use it. And also the research results, like the publication or the data sets, are gathered in Zenodo. As mentioned, this is a project that Athena Research Center is very interested to continue working on it. So we are open for future projects in collaboration with archives or other similar institutions to see how these tools can be used to archives for further enhancement and use. And yeah. So although these are available open source, I think for someone to install them needs some expertise. So we will be willing to help in the future. So you can contact me. The email is on the right. And yes.
Yes, so we have these 3 possibilities of continuing the work done in the project on a technological level, on a research level, and then with collaborations with the partners on further projects or other kind of services. We also have the final event of the project, the 18th of September, in Coliseu in Porto, where we will showcase these technologies and the other use cases live. And we have a survey that is going on that we will paste the link in the chat. So before giving the word to representatives from universities Jean Monnet and Medidata that are also here today and that have developed part of these technologies, we would like to ask if you have any questions or something that you would like to us to specify better of what we have just seen in the demos. It could be questions regarding the technologies that are used or specific needs that they may cover, how we have worked with the archives, what would be needed in order to implement this pilot or something similar with other videos or in another infrastructure, or how this work relates to other developments in the heritage sector. If there is any question, we will be very happy to answer it now. We also see some known names from previous webinars. I don't know if there are also people, artists that contributed in this use case with videos that are following us today. We would be especially happy to hear from you. If not, or while you are thinking of it, Philippe, you can have some words.
Thank you, Elena, and thank you very much, Agelos and Dimitri, for this very, very nice demonstration. Thank you. It's a great work. For us in Université Jean Monnet, we worked on the computer vision part, how to extract the body poses in 2D and 3D. And to tell the truth, at the beginning of this project, we were not aware of the complexity of the video that we had to process, because you saw very nice video because we have a very nice graphics user interface, but in fact, they are very, very, very challenging. And it was for us the possibility to try a lot of different AI models dedicated for pose detection. And until 1 year now, to tell the truth, it was not possible to correctly extract such poses. This means this project is very well in phase with the state of the art. And for that, in collaboration with Dimitri and Gelos, we work on very cutting the edge AI model in order to create a very complex processing pipeline dedicated for the premiere archive video. We also developed some other pipeline for a different version of this pipeline, but this pipeline was for us the red line for this project. And we are actually at the 4th version of this pipeline. Because as I said, the state of the art is so dynamic right now that we had to follow what was the new things that we can include inside our pipeline in order to match with what the premier project wanted. Okay, and thank you once again for the complexity of this project and what we had to do in order to complete it.
You have a question from Angelos.
Angelos, yes.
Yeah, and to add to the complexity and to congratulate our colleagues, there are no big training data for dance movement analysis. So they had to make something that was not trained in dance to work in dance. This is excellent.
Thank you.
Very challenging.
Okay, we have one question before giving the word to Rogerio. So the question is, have you considered including scenography analysis, bodies relative to the way the space is organized, including the type of stage, play, area, vs audience position? I noticed performances selected had no sets or minimal sets. Yeah.
I can partially answer, maybe from some of that. We considered having also scenography analysis. It proved to be very complicated to recognize as well objects in the video. So let's say it was a strategic decision for the project to focus only on the bodies for now, so that we can provide some valuable results. But yes, of course, in the future development, we will consider also scenography analysis. I don't know if Philip would like to add something regarding the object recognition complexity.
As Angelos tell us during the presentation that we have to deal with a huge problem. The size of the video that we have to process. In computer graphics, when you read scientific paper on pose detection or detection of complex scene, we talk about video of, 1 minute maximum. And this is the maximum of the maximum that we process in our community. And this means when we have to deal with long video, real video, because with the premiere project, we had to deal with real video, I mean long video, implementing very complex algorithm which detect things, objects, and reconstruct the full 3D scene is possible, but very challenging. And as Angelo said, we had to choose what was the priority. And to tell the truth, the main priority was, okay, how can we detect efficiently poses, but in a complex lighting condition, but also condition where the camera are moving, which is also a strong problem to solve, very difficult.
Agile?
Thank you, Philip. And also to add, as I said, this is a very, let's say, research, it's a technology in a research state yet. So if I can imagine this pilot in 10 or 15 years, it will be, let's say that we have a 3D scene of the actual scene with all the scenography, the props, perfectly reconstructed, having the performer bodies having very accurate movements that reflect the real movements, and also have realistic avatars. You have seen the advancements of generative AI. So have a realistic avatar that looks identical, let's say, to the real performers. As a video represents a human entity, this will be represented by a 3D model, which be as accurate as a video. So this is the future. This is where we are looking at.
Okay, great. So we covered this question. Thank you. And Rogerio, do you want to add something, present your work?
Hello. Thank you for the amazing work in the presentation. It looks great to see where we have come. What we have developed here at Medidata for the premiere, it was a challenge to create a infrastructure and architecture that was able to connect all different use cases with all different partners from tech to art. And we created a content management system and an API that has that shows the project itself. So every data that was shown by Dimitri and Angelos is coming from the CMS through an API, and the data is stored on storage and S3 or P Cloud. So the Premiere architecture is ready for any kind of institution, from a small one to a big one, and it is able to be split for the different use cases in the future. So if an institution want to use one or two use cases or to adopt this technology, it can be used. So the technology is scalable. There's basically no limit to the tech that is used. It can be connected to different providers on different solutions. So all the solution is cloud-based, and so it's working nice. As you see in the use cases, our work is not as visible as you can see because it's the backbone of the solution, but it's ready for the future. It's ready to be integrated and to become a product.
Thank you. So, if there are any more questions, we have some more minutes. Meanwhile, I will explain a little bit what we're going to do after this webinar. We have one more webinar scheduled for this Monday, 13th of June, again at 2 o'clock Central European Time. This is the third and last demo webinar. It will be presented by Instituto Stokos, and we will present the AI toolbox for dance creation. So we will complete the presentation of the results of the technological results of the project. And yes, there is one more question. Are you using a game engine for the 3D reconstruction?
The short answer is the prediction of the poses, the estimations, and the reconstruction as an image, as a 3D object is done by Jean Monnet, and the game engine comes for the interface of the application. The whole archive is hosted in an Unreal Engine project. So it's a combination. The rendering happens in Unreal Engine.
Okay, great. So last thing before closing the meeting, we would really appreciate if you can send us your answers in this survey that we are circulating lately. It's not a complicated or very long survey. It has to do mostly with which are your motivations or your organization motivations when you are engaging with this kind of innovation and technological new solutions regarding archives and other processes in performing arts. So, okay, we have one more question. What about real-time reproduction of a performance in a virtual environment? You demonstrated only video-based applications. Is such a thing technically feasible at the moment? Okay, you can answer
Yes,
that question.
I can answer if you want. What we presented today is only one of the 4 use cases. So the answer is yes. We have a use case that's about streaming in real time a performance that is performed in a physical space into a visual space. And especially, I wanted to mention this. Nevertheless, we have on the 18th of September, we have a big event in Colosseum where we'll have a dance performance that will be captured and transmitted in virtual reality. So you can either come and join and see the performance live in Porto, or you can subscribe and see it online from your tablet or phone. Elena, maybe you can provide those details about this.
Yes. Yes. So if you subscribe in the newsletter or if you follow the webpage, we will announce more details about this soon. But basically, what we will do is to provide a URL for those of you that want to follow the final event, a part of the final event, live in streaming. So, thank you very much, all, and see you again, I hope, on Monday. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.